Welcome back, and today we are going deep into session 10 of the raw material from the Law of One. As always, I do have notes I'll be referring to, so my eyes will be flicking this way. And on this one, I want to warn you that this one's going to challenge your concept about everything you thought you knew about human history. So we start with section 1, which is diving back into Moldek. We start with a planet called Moldek. Ra tells us that about 705,000 years ago, inhabitants destroyed their own planet. Sounds familiar. They lived like Atlantis, technological, powerful, and increasingly service to self. War broke out amongst them, about those who disagreed with them, and before they knew it, the planet was gone. But the survivors didn't just disappear. They became so traumatized, they became sort of like captured, like a soul essence captured to their surroundings, and they essentially became lost to the universe. That is until the Confederation found them. And it took a long time to find. They were that traumatized. And the Confederation began to help them heal. But their healing path, now this was unusual, reincarnating to Earth in non-human form as what we now call Bigfoot, arriving around 500,000 years ago and still working through their karmic cycle in third density. Section 2 speaks about the Mu. Ra speaks of the Mu, also known as Lumira, a gentle, primitive people, but spiritually very advanced. Their home was lost through no fault of their own beneath the waves after an earthquake, and those survivors scattered to what we now call Russia, North America, South America. And Ra tells us indigenous peoples are descended from the Mu, and those tribes still speak to this day of star seeds, people from the sky, and have recorded their own origins in cave art. The Mu originally came from a galaxy called Deneb. In section 3, the discussion turns to Atlantis. Now, Atlantis grew slowly at first, but once they discovered technology, they became very, very, very quickly. They grew exponentially quick, too quick, okay? So they began manipulating intelligent infinity through the indigo pineal ray, but they rushed their advancement. So instead of healing and growing internally, they thought they didn't need that. They thought that intelligence and external validation, external manipulations, technology, that was all they needed. They didn't need to work on themselves. Now again, does that sound familiar? Inevitably, this rush became service to self, and wars broke out between those who disagreed, basically. Around 11,000 years ago, about 40% who had chosen that path of service to self ended up destroying themselves through their own greed. Very sadly, a natural disaster then followed around 10,821 years ago approximately, and this reshaped the earth entirely, and Atlantis was gone. But, and this matters, 3 positively aligned Atlanteans left before this end destruction occurred. They travelled to Peru, Tibet, and Turkey to warn humanity and to help it regrow and survive. Section 4 is the pattern. And here's what Ra is really showing us. In my own words, not Ra's, this is the hero's journey, okay? Playing out across civilizations, across densities, across hundreds of thousands of years. Every action, every inaction, this shapes the next step. And that's true for planets, it's true for us. Don asks Ra, could this happen to Earth? And Ra's answer is pure and simple. As with all things in the universe, you have your choice. And we must choose freely. And that is really important for us to all to understand. Ra's answer is pure and simple. As with everything, you have a choice. Maybe that's food for thought for us. Now, section 5 is about 4 practices. Now, Ra gives Don 4 things to practice, and this does not impede upon free will. You don't have to practice these things, but Don asks, there are a few things that we could do to help ourselves, okay, the wider population, but also Don as himself. And Ra says quite simply, number 1, live with love in your heart and soul. Number 2, remember, all are one. Number 3, see the Creator when you look in the mirror. And number 4, look at everything around you, animals, nature, your environment, and know the Creator is in all of it. And thus, so are you. Now, personally, I would say meditate on those 4 things. Incorporate them into your daily practice. Because what session 10 is it's really a mirror held up to humanity. Okay? We've been here before. Humanity has been in this cycle before. We've made these choices before. The question Ra keeps returning to is this: what will we choose this time? Now I greet you and leave you in the love and light of the one infinite Creator. Adonai.